Live video is starting. Woot! I'm now live. Okay, great. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, look at all this stuff coming up. Oh my god. Okay. I'm distracted by all the new settings and the reflection in my glasses. Oh boy. Um, Good morning. Welcome to another Wednesday Live with the Quilting Shed and me. I'm Andrea, your host, coming to you from Fredericton, New Brunswick in Canada. It's our moment of patriotism. Anyway, so it is February the 19th. Shipments are coming in, and boys, oh boys, there's a couple heading my way that are doozies, let me tell you. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, just Facebook sending me a bunch of like announcements and tips and alerts while I'm doing a live video. Thank you. So helpful, Facebook. So before we get into what is new and what actually came in, here's a look at some of the things we've been working on. It's like a recap. I keep watching these shows of like last time, this is what happened. So our manager here in the shop, Snowy, has been doing English paper piecing. English paper piecing is the paper piecing where you have the little hexagon shapes and you do all the hand sewing, and then you take the papers out when you're done and you don't actually sew on the paper. So they've been working on, look at these cute little flowers with these 30s fabric. Oh my goodness. This is like stinking adorable. See how this is hand stitching, and as I like to tell people, my hands are bad and my eyes are worse, so I don't do this. I appreciate it, and I love doing it, and I love looking at it, I should say. I really like quilting this sort of project. But you see, like this is the back. Some of these, it's just squares. They're not even trimmed with even seam allowances, and that's fine. You can trim that later, but boys, these stitches are some tiny. Look at that.
And what do we have in our store, Mom?
What do we have in our store?
No, like, we have the pre-cuts, remember?
We have these fabrics. We have these pre-cuts if you really like these fabrics. This is the 30s Playtime from Moda. We have a bunch of pre-cuts left, and we have some yardage, and the yardage is a really good price right now. Look at how cute that is. Oh my god.
But what price is it, Mom?
What price is the yardage? What did we put on it?
15.
15. Okay, we put 15 on this yardage. So if you go on the website, you will absolutely see it.
No, you won't actually.
No, you won't actually see it. Okay, you will see it soon. But you can definitely see the pre-cuts. So that's what Snowy's working on. Last week I showed you the quilted coat I was working on, and was it only last week?
Yeah.
I showed the quilted coat. So I finished the coat. It has pockets. I put the binding all the way around it. It's done. The other thing that I made, because I had a quilt top that didn't turn out, thank you. I had a quilt top that didn't turn out. You remember this? See? Look how cute that is. Ta-da-da. So, or I should say, I didn't make the quilt top specifically to make it into a quilted coat. I had to cut off a chunk because I'm a shorty. So, I had to cut a certain section off, which was good because some of the parts of the quilt that are really messed up, that's where I cut it. That makes sense. If you have a quilt top where you've messed things up, or you've got a little mistake on something and you have to trim around it, so that's where your mistakes are. They're off on the piece that you're cutting off. Coincidentally, I didn't bring this over because I'm not going to show it to you yet. I started to make some samples out of some Tula Pink fat quarters, the ones for the forest friends that are coming out. So I was quilting some stuff on the weekend, and I had this one section that kept folding over, and I'm like, I don't want to take it out. Everything's screwed up today. I'm leaving it. Turns out when I had to trim the piece later, because the directions say take a piece of fabric this big, the lining this big, the soft and stable this big, just quilt the hell out of it, and then you cut it up into some pieces later. Turns out the piece where that messed up, I got to trim that off. So all that to say is if you do make a mistake on something, look ahead a couple steps in the directions and tell yourself, okay, I don't have to keep redoing this one thing that messed up and isn't perfect because it's either going to be hidden later or I'm going to trim it off. I'm just saving you some angst. So yeah, back onto the duffel bag. Dun, 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 dun. Woohoo! This is some of the piece that I cut off. And I do have a pattern for this duffel bag. I have one left and somebody's already claimed it. Whew. Look at that.
We're showing it on live video.
Yeah, while I'm showing, I'm gonna reorder it. So, yeah, I put another quilt inside. So, the directions for this said, you know, use batting or use soft and stable, and it is pretty floppy with regular quilt batting, and I did not round the corners. I sort of used the pattern as sort of a rough guideline, and didn't follow it completely exact. Partly because my quilted piece that was left over was not quite the size that I needed according to the pattern directions. So I had to like make some adaptations, including this lovely dart on the bottom. But anyway, I have a duffel bag. It holds things. It zips closed. It matches my coat, and it's freaking adorable. So don't give up. That's what I'm saying. And, you know, keep on making those projects. Speaking of making projects, maybe you just like quilting. Maybe you just need a new quilt in a hurry. This weekend, while I was going through all the projects I have not finished, yay, I looked at the pile of cheater quilts, basically. So what happens with Northcott specifically is if a quilt shop orders an entire collection, what they've been doing is digitally printing a quilt top, because they have a collection of fabrics, and then they have like 2 or 3 matching patterns showcasing that fabric that they also will sell to the shops so that you have inspiration. So they take one of those patterns and they take the cover photo. It's not a photo, it's a digital mock-up, and they print that on really big fabric, the size that it's supposed to be when the pattern is done. And I've finished 1 or 2 of them with some help, or 2 or 3 of them with some help, and had them hanging up. And honestly, a lot of people can't tell. I've hung some up, not even quilted, and until people get right up close to it, they don't even notice. But I went through the pile because there's been some delay, so I'm often getting the sample quilt right when I get the fabric too. So there's just way too many to keep up with. I'm going to sell some of these off. If you want one, you will have to come in store and grab one. I sold one yesterday. Oops. So this one is the Farmer's Prairie Shop sample. It's actually got this has got some of the Wild Harvest fabric in it. So it's a very like mushroomy quilt. These are really good if you want to practice your free motion quilting, or if you have a long arm and you're a new long armer and you want to practice, or you just need a quilt in a hurry. Just get some backing and batting and it's done after it's quilted. These are $60. I don't care what size they are in the bag. They're $60 each. I have a whole pile. Some of them aren't in the bag anymore. Some of them are more than brand new, like this Charmwood one. I think I showed you this one last week with all the nice colors. There's even a City Harbor one with the panel in the middle. It's not very big, but either way. Even the Baby Safari one with the panel in the middle, and it's like a twin size. Like this one here is like 98 by 98. And it features some of the newer colorworks that are coming in. So that's all done in solids. Like none of this is pieced. It's just digitally printed on the fabric, which they can do now. And this one was the digital quilt sample featuring the linen collection. Not that it's made out of linen, it just has the texture of linen. See like that. Like that. See, you can see really good that that's just printed right on the top. Each one of these is $60. You want one, you gotta come get one. There we go. The other thing, so that's fun. The other thing, I may have shown you some of these, but we couldn't remember. But so Valentine's Day is all done. Boo-hoo. So we've marked down the Valentine's Day fabric, or if we haven't yet done that on the website, we should have. It'll be done by the time we did do it. Thank you. We moved it from the window display too. We put up the St. Patrick's Day fabric. We cut some fat quarters. We were like on the ball or something. So here's some lovely St. Patrick's Day greens. These are like really cute, people. Like, look at this. It's adorable. So St. Patrick's Day fabrics are out. That is March the 17th every friggin' year. The other thing that I thought was super cute, because that's Northcott, and I believe it's also the Patrick Loose. It's Patrick Loose. So they have a division called Patrick Loose. It's brighter. It's a little more childlike and simplistic. He does a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily call them kid fabrics. They're just more playful and things. But one of the things he's done is with his basics. So I got a bunch of stipple ombres. I really like ombres. They were a decent price. And what was left over when I got to, by the time I got to it, because it was on sale, was a lot of greens. And funnily, the greens, of course, because it's the same designer from the same company, the greens in the stipple strata match the St. Patrick's Day fabric very, very well. This fabric line collection is called Lucky, just in case you're looking for it on the website. Dun, 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 dun. I finally found a background. This is the original background I was going to use for my videos, but I'm finally back to it. So this is the stipple strata ombre. See how it's light at this end and it goes dark at that end? And if you go all the way to the other end of the selvage, it's even darker. So this is a very, very good way to get a range of shades from one color too. So, woo, if you're doing a small project that needs like a light, medium, and dark that are really pretty close, ombres are the way to go. So, because you just cut each section of where the colors are. So these match this one, and there's another green here. We're running out of our little bulk clips. We can't get any more. This is a nice springy green one. See how there's this little tiny fine dot in it? I like that. Gives it a little bit of texture. And this is nice, springy green. So there's those. I'm sure you will come up with some fantastic projects. If you don't have any ideas, I do have a couple for you, because we do have some new Villa Rosa design patterns. And shout out to the manager again, Snowy, for saving my ass, because Snowy typed these all in. And did you say there's images?
There's images for all of them.
There's images for all the Villa Rosa patterns now. Some of you collect them, and some of you're cursing me now. I know you are. But I really like this one. This is dinner party placemats. Look at that. Set of 4 placemats. I know you love stuff like this. It's not take 4, but it's close. 4 fat quarters. You make 4 placemats. I mean, look at that. They'll all match. They'll all be different, but coordinating. And the pattern's $3 whole bucks. Like, do I need to say any more? Continuing on with our things that showed up after Christmas that I ordered before Christmas. This is Chili the Reindeer. This is mini, 36 by 40. You could stick this in the middle of a quilt. You could do 4 of these and wind up with like a lap size quilt. Maybe a bit of sashing. You could get up to a bed size. Be cute. It's a reindeer. There might be, this is 36 by 40. We could check real quick if you thought this might be up your alley. There's a couple more of these that are Christmas themed that are like gnomes and things. We should double check to see if they're the same size, and maybe you could get a few of them all together to make a bigger quilt. That would be adorable. Again, $3. Like, craziness. And the poinsettia table runner.
That one's really pretty.
This one's really pretty. It's very easy. And you know what? If you did this, what if you did this in spring colors?
That would be really nice.
It would also be really nice in springy colors, summery colors. Oh, we got those blues and whites. This would be nice in blues and whites, and it would just look like pinwheels and things. Doesn't have to be Christmas. I always say that. You can take any pattern and put Christmas fabrics in it, and then it's a Christmas thing. Or take one that says it's Christmas, and then do it in other fabrics. Maybe not the reindeer. That's pretty Christmas.
I was going to say, you could do it with like greens and stuff, then it's just hunter.
Yeah?
It's November.
Yeah, that's true. We do have some 3-yard quilt patterns, the individual ones. I think these are,
They are $10.
they are $10. Some things are going up slightly.
No, they're the same price as they used to be.
Oh, okay. I thought they were slightly under $10.
Nope, they've been 10 for a
This
while.
one's really, really easy and very good for if you have a really big focus fabrics, you don't actually want to cut very much because these blocks inside are very, very big. And you just put a couple, put a row of sashing around it and sew the blocks together and slap some borders on it. It is very beginner friendly. Yes, you can do it. This one's called Merry and Bright, and they did this in Christmas fabrics and called it Merry and Bright. But honestly, like I said before, take 3 fabrics that are not Christmas and do it in something different, and there you go. Like on the back, they show it. There's a nice blue, and it does look wintry because they use like a wintry blue snowflake fabric. But if you use blue florals, I mean, very cute. And this one's called Easy Street. Again, got some nice prints that you don't want to cut up much. These are really good for that. And very beginner friendly. You can do it. Yes, you can. I know you're watching it going, Andrea, you have too much faith in me. I do. I do. Some people have been asking me to get in some more of the Cluck Cluck Sew patterns. I've been ordering some, and some of them are on back order. But the one that did the one that did come in was the picnic pattern. Somebody's watching, and I know you ordered it, and I'll hold one for you, but I did order more than one. Willa's saying hi, and she misses us. We miss you, Willa. We miss you tons.
Hello.
Snowy says hello in the background. But yeah, something like this. The Cluck Cluck Sew patterns, you can see more of them on our website, and you can order them online. Just click. Just like it was for Amazon, but I'm not a billionaire. You can just say, I'll pick it up later. I know. I'm good like that. Let me see. So, more Christmas, more 3-yard quilts. Quick Christmas 3-yard quilts. Did we have this in before Christmas and we just ordered more, or?
Yes, we had that in before.
Okay.
Might have only had one though.
We might have only had one. Okay, sometimes I'll order like a quantity of something, and like I'll order 6 and they might only have 2 in stock. So they'll send me 2 and then I'll get 4 more later on. Oh, Jeannie says she loved that placemat pattern. I knew you would, Jeannie. So yeah, this quick Christmas 3-yard quilts. But as I've said before, you could make a lot of these in not Christmas fabrics and, still pretty good. And the reason you would get the book over just a single pattern is the book tells you how to make it bigger. The single patterns don't tell you how to make it bigger. They just say, here's how to make the cover quilt, and that's it. But it's good if you just want to make one quilt. The books are better if you want to make more than one quilt and you want to know how to make them bigger. Then it's totally worth it. I think it's totally worth it anyway, but I have like 2 rows of quilt books at my house that are mine. So, and this was super popular. We love this so much. A Very Merry Quilted Christmas. It's a Very Merry Quilted Christmas. I think there's one left.
Yes, there is
Because
one. Because we already sold one.
Because we already sold one. It came and Sue bought one right out of the box. And double focus 3-yard quilts. And I think for this one, they called it double focus because it's got 2 focus fabrics in it. There's actually some really good ones. Like, look at this one, I think. If you have 2 nice prints, and also this one here. If you have 2 complementary prints that you really don't want to cut small. Either you don't want to cut them small or you just want to make a quilt in a hurry. I mean, this one here, boom. That one would be super fast. And when I say you could probably make this in a day, I'm not kidding. Even if you're a beginner, even if you think you go really, really slow, you could make this quilt top in a day. Might be a long day, might be a short day, depending. But it's not like, yeah, those are fairly straightforward, beginner-friendly quilts. Trying not to say super easy. because Fate likes to like smack me up beside the head every so often. And last night, yesterday afternoon at the dusky hour of 3:30 p.m. I was working on one of the Biani samples. And I was like, "Oh, this is so easy. The instructions, they're like really going into detail. They're making it idiot proof. I can see why they do these for classes because it's like every single step is spelled out, no assumptions at all. And I'm just gonna look at the pictures. Apparently, I'm an idiot. Mm. 2 steps in a row, I did backwards because I looked at the pictures and assumed I knew what was going on without like actually reading the directions. So next time you say to yourself, Andrea's an expert, sometimes Andrea's just an idiot. It happens to the best of us. It really, really does. And speaking of Bianis, we do have more of the soft and stable in stock. Small sizes, and we have some bigger sizes. The medium common size, that's the 36 by 58, is out of stock, but I ordered it. So I've got another piece here that is the Flex Foam 2-sided fusible. The Flex Foam and the soft and stable. Oh, here we go. Look, I'm a foam head. I could make one of those foam fingers, like hats. I could make like a foam hat. So these two products are almost identical. There's 2 different brands. This one is sew in. It's like you can't iron it to anything. You have to stitch it down before you do anything. This one has a fusible on it on both sides. That's why it says 2-sided fusible, which means you put your fabric on it and you iron it and the fabric sticks to it because the glue is activated with your iron. There's another brand called Bosal Foam. Again, same thing, essentially. Sometimes you have 1-sided fusible, sometimes they're not fusible. Some people say one brand or another feels a little stiffer to them, or a little thicker, or a little thinner. I've looked at the technical specs. Sometimes the actual difference is a millimeter, but people have their preferred brands for their own reasons. That's why I carry a number of different brands, also due to supply chain issues and sometimes price. But just know if you're doing a project for something and they say, go get the Bosal Foam, one of these will work. Or if they say, use the Biani soft and stable, and I hold up the wrong product, use the Biani soft and stable, and all I've got in stock is the Flex Foam, it will still work. Absolutely. It's just a different brand name. Just like, are you using Kleenex brand tissues? Or are you using, I don't know, Charmin, Scotty's, Sobeys Compliments? Still blows your nose.
So with the foam,
Mm-hmm.
you make sure to tell them that it's done by any patterns with the Flex Foam, and it's been fine.
Yeah, we've done Biani patterns with the Flex Foam. There's literally no difference that we can tell. You might be able to tell, but from a practical perspective, it stitches up the same. You do the same steps. It's just a different name on the cover. That's it. What else did we get? We got in some Fireside, some new colors. I told you about them last time. Didn't show you, but one of them is this very soft baby blue, which would be adorable on the back of a baby quilt. I did get in, again, some more colors in the 80-inch. I'm just showing you the brown, and you can tell the difference between the 80-inch and the 60-inch because the 80-inch bolt is really big, like tall, and we keep them standing in a bin. Yeah, like, oof. Here we go. Chairs are hard in the morning. Like, this is going to roll away on me. And this one is the 60-inch. Ooh. See the difference? 60-inch, 80-inch. This one is in a lovely burgundy. This is a new color. I got this color in because we hadn't had it before, and I thought it's like a nice burgundy wine. It's showing up as brown, but it's a very nice burgundy. It's very cuddly. You'd use them for quilt backs. We like them for nap quilts. Lap quilts. That's what we call lap quilts in our house, is nap quilts. They go in your lap, you take a nap. Makes sense to me, as my mom says. Makes sense to me. Of course it does, Mom. That. Okay. Also, some stuff that came in last week that I think I told you about, but I didn't show you, is when we first reopened, we had a bunch of pre-cuts from Fig Tree from their Jelly and Jam collection. I know. I might have shown you one or two of these, but anyway, I'm going to show you a bit more. This is the yardage that matches. So if you have like some Fig Tree fabric at home, they're one of those moda designers where everything matches. If you've got a previous collection from them, it just matches. This one was nice. I am not an orange fan, but to me, this is not like a screaming orange. So, we do have a tiny number of these mini charm packs that are left. And our wonderful helper, Susan, has made this handy little bag, this box zippered bag.
So that's what it looks like.
From, yeah, this is what it looks like all sewn up. Like you can even see one of these prints in here. Almost. It's around here somewhere.
No, those two top ones, they're from Fig Tree, but they're not from that collection.
They're not from that collection? I could have sworn they were from this collection. Yeah, so this was actually made from a different Fig Tree collection. But, I think, Jelly and Jam, maybe. No, this was,
No, that's not Jelly and Jam, it's the four underneath them.
huh. Well, what one's this then? This is Denim and Daisies. Oh my goodness. This is Denim and Daisies. And here I thought it was part of this collection. It's still awful cute. It matches. See, it matches though, right? Like, look at.
If you couldn't tell the difference, is your loved one going to tell the
If
difference?
if I couldn't tell the difference, I mean, yeah. But we do have some, this was also from Denim and Daisies, and I super love this print. Look at it. Is that not a great border print or what? Or like a back? And these were 15. That was a special price I got in just for you. So I got to tell you, and these ones are also, these are definitely from Jelly and Jam. Look at them. So if you had one of these pre-cuts in your stash and you're like, I don't know what to make from it. I don't know if I can get more yardage. I have more yardage. You've got some border, maybe some background fabric here if you wanted that to go in it too. You can start thinking the wheels are turning, and use up some of these gorgeous, yummy pre-cuts that you got previously. Yeah. So, like I said, that was at a special price at $15 a meter. Now, I had been visiting my motor rep had been visiting me judiciously, and we pre-ordered some exciting fabrics. Those fabrics are starting to trickle in, but they are also at the regular prices. So on the way is the Sherry and Chelsea line from, her blog is A Quilted Life. It's a mother and daughter team, and they're pretty prolific on the internet. You might have seen them somewhere. I ordered her collection Raspberry Summer, and it is on the way. It is gorgeous, and I got a lot of it. So some fabric that's already in the shop is going on sale because we need to make room for this collection. We need to show it to you because it's stinking gorgeous. And there's a lot of it because Moda likes to do really big collections. This will be coming in at $22.50 a meter. I did the best I could. This is brand new, day of release type pricing for standard Moda collection that is not out of the sale bucket. Is what it is. But if you're a fan of Sherry and Chelsea and the Raspberry Summer, let me see if I can find you. Dun, dun, dun. Their fabric stuff. I meant to do this earlier. Sorry. If you've seen it. So yeah, I keep talking about her blog. Like you should go read. Da, 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 da. Okay. So the other thing too is the designers will also showcase on their websites what they've made from the fabric long before the fabric hits the shop. So I'm going to drop a link to the designer's website, and you can see some of the stuff that they've made from this fabric. And ogle it, and then come in here and ogle it some more. Yes, it's gorgeous. Dun, dun, dun. So that's that. I'm just tidying up here with the end of it. Oh, my computer, woohoo, is acting like a airplane right now, but not one that's going to flip upside down. How was that, right? That was crazy. So the other things that came in, some FAF items are trickling in from back orders, and I've ordered for myself a bulk package of 100 needles, 100 embroidery needles. But if you notice, there's 2 in here. One for me, one for you. Not sure the price offhand, but it's a package of 100 needles, so somewhere around 100, more or less, is what that's going to be. I don't have just embroidery needles. I have some universal ones, and I think I have some quilting ones too. So those are in if you're interested. Other back orders have been trickling in. The sewable inkjet fabric sheets. If you have an inkjet printer, this is how you get pictures onto fabric that you can use in your quilts. We talked about this a few months ago. We might come around again and talk about it some more because I ordered a bulk package. Dun, da, da. And unless you're doing like a memory quilt of like an anniversary quilt and you want to print out a bunch of photos for something and you need like 25 sheets, because this is a 25 sheet package. I'm willing to sell individual sheets. So if you just needed to print out one photo or you needed to print out one label or something that you wanted super nice, just goes in your regular inkjet printer, not a laser jet, an inkjet. Most of you probably have that kind of printer at home. If it's color, it's better. And it does have instructions because you do have to print it, let it dry, remove the paper back, and I guess you have to soak it in water to get the extra ink off, and then when it's dry, it's ready to go. There you go. Ta-da! So let me know if you're interested in this. We can talk about it. And I think that's pretty much it for now. Did I tell you how much that was? No, I did not. This is like $5 a sheet. But if it's a one-off, totally reasonable. The whole package, as you can guess from that single sheet price, is very expensive. The package of 6 sheets is you get a little better deal if you do have to do a half a dozen things. So there's that. We're going to clean up and prep for opening. And I guess we will see you when some more new fabric comes in. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I will upload this to YouTube later. Sorry, YouTube peeps, this was not live for you, but we appreciate you anyway over there. I feel like doing the whole, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, if you are watching this on Facebook, the more you like and interact with my posts, the less likely you will skip any, because if you don't actually interact with a post on Facebook, they won't show you any more of that content. So if you've gone a while and you're like, I hardly see you, Andrea, make sure you have some sort of interaction on one of our shop posts and you will continue to see it. There we go. And Diane's just tuning in, and now I'm leaving. Sorry. I'll see you again soon anyway. I think that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. We're tired. Anyway, thanks for tuning. It's Wednesday already. Oh my God. We gotta go do some work. Oh no. Bye. I need tea. I might need chocolate. I definitely need chocolate.